Namaste, beloved. This is Mother with Wisdom, and I'm joining you today for, how can I say, very auspicious time. So that is the reason for my regalia for the solar return, for the solar solar return with the solar eclipse that is coming through. These new energies, these new rays, these new rays that are coming. And beloveds, I want you to really receive it just the way it's given. Mama is really speaking to me and through me right now. I've even enjoyed sitting here going through all that it took to get this look, I guess, and the look kept having things added to it, and the brushing of the hair and the braiding of it and the putting the grease in it and everything is way beyond me, beloveds. This makeup, this look, what you're seeing, this is so ancestral to me. It's like a deja vu. It's like looking at myself in a different setting, in a different lifetime even. So let me bring myself present more because I'm somewhere. Let me bring myself a little bit more present, a little bit more grounded. Okay. Beloveds, I am doing this video, as you know, we just had a lunar eclipse. We're getting ready to have a solar eclipse. There is so much going on in the world right now, all over the world, as far as violence and as far as bloodshed that you are witnessing and being a part of. And I want you to understand that when you hear the words blood and soil, understand what you're hearing. Those are ancient words spoken in English. Those are ancient letters. Those are ancient spells, so to speak. Okay? It is a call for blood sacrifices. And I know that's going to freak some of you the hell out. But beloveds, I'm here to give it to you the way Mama wants you to understand it, the way she says you need to understand and understand. This exchange, okay, of energies, the consumption of energies, okay? First of all, she wants me to tell you this goes all the way back to Mesopotamia with Enki and Enlil, who became Set and Osiris, Asar, and Cain and Abel. And many different cultures have many different variations of this particular story. It is about the energies. It is about the spiritual natures of these two very different currents of energy. Okay? Now she wants you to know that in this Cain and Abel, and the understanding of it. I will use Cain and Abel simply because in this particular lifetime it's more accessible to me. I'll put it that way, and I hope you can receive it that way. Cain and Abel, okay, were twins, born in the womb, at the same time. They had not only a blood connection, but a universal connection. They were polar opposites, but they were magnetized even in the womb. Okay? When they were born, they competed always. Well, Abel didn't compete. Cain competed. Cain always felt different, less than. Why should I share the room with you? You are less than. I should have been the only one. I did not need to split into two beings. Consumption of energy. When Eve was nurturing and nourishing them in the womb, she fed them both equally. They learned balance. They learned love. They learned connectiveness with all energies. Mama wants me to put it this way, as because I'm trying to intellectualize it. I'm fighting within myself right now. And she's like, get out, let me speak. So, okay. And I'm sorry for this, beloveds, but this is just so deep. Okay. And I've got to get beyond myself. And I'm still doing it, as you can tell in this video. But I'm not going to stop and start over. Okay? Okay. Cain and Abel. They shared what I want you to understand as the same spirit, okay? But different energy polarities of that energy. Mama, the womb is 0. Abel is positive. Cain was negative. The whole universal mathematical structure, positive, negative, light, dark, center, wisdom, the middle path, the way, the balance, neither extreme. Okay, Valerie, okay. Beloveds, this battle has to take place because it's an inner battle, but it's taking place on camera, and I guess that's what it's supposed to do. So I'm just going with the flow of it. I'm worn out by trying to fight it, so, and I realize I can't. So it's way stronger than me, way more powerful than me. So I have to bow. Getting back to Cain and Abel, they were very learning how to consume and how to be consumers of life force, consumers of energy. Everything that Mama created consumes life force to exist. Everything is spiritual in that sense that it must consume. And as it consumes, things must change. Okay? As within, so without, as above, so below. When you eat, you have to digest and eliminate. You have to put in, digest, and eliminate. This is the whole entire premise of the universe. So when ages reach an end, understanding this is the change that needs to happen. There are so many voices right now within me wanting to speak, and I'm trying to focus more on just allowing, I guess, just allowing, because I'm still being hard-headed. Cain and Abel and the consumption of energy. Beloveds, those that are vegans, vegetarians, versus those that eat meat. Mama wants you to know that this goes all the way back to the very beginning. This is not a new concept. This is not a new philosophy or argument. And what she wants you to know, that in order to advance, we have to see this at all levels, that we are consumers of life force and energy. Energy. And that energy is almost like an orgasmic force that causes us to consume, to re-experience that orgasmic bliss of consuming. She wants me to give you the understanding that trees give off oxygen. The plants consume the oxygen. We consume the plants. We eliminate. Everything goes back into the earth and into the air. The earth consumes what we eliminate, and it goes back and is recycled again. And this is the fundamental knowledge that the ancestors had. This was the most basic and base and crude understanding of the mechanics of the universe. With this understanding, humanity understood itself. It understood itself as a consumer. And as it consumed, these divisions took place. This is what the Holy Trinity is: the middle and the extremes. Beloveds, we have come a very long way, and we have a very long way to go. Cain and Abel, okay. The trees give off the oxygen. Understand the order that things were created in. There is nothing random in the universe. There is nothing out of wisdom's order, divine order. Okay? Everything that is proceeding, even though we experience it in the negative sense, or we experience it in the positive sense, it is the same experience. by that one being. That being, that which consumes, causes the reality of what is by its thinking and by its thoughts. Okay. Boy, this little war inside is something else, y'all. Okay. And all of this is on tape. And that's what I'm focusing on. And I'm like, okay. Ground, ground, and let the goddess be the goddess. 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 Okay. Sorry. Cain and Abel. When Cain and Abel were created, they were two beings. But from originally they were one being, and they split. That's the concept that we've got to get, that we've got to understand. That's the concept of what is going on the earth right now. The two factions of positive and negative, the two extremes, consuming, fighting for the right to consume. One is greedy and wants to consume more and wants to hoard and wants to stop and wants to kill, spill the blood because it satisfies something deep inside. The spilling of that blood, of that plasma, of that oxygen, of those elements. Understand, yes, it's life, but it is a form of energy first and foremost. And what is it doing when it's being spilled? It is doing what? It is going into the earth. If you read the Bible, that goes back to the first ancient scriptures, the most ancient, even before the writing began, the knowledge of blood and soil, the consumption of energy, the right to be greedy and to murder and to take, because all else is less than. It is a fluke that it even exists. This is what that mind, that Cain, Tubal Cain mind says. This is that set mind. Okay, like I said, these are ancient stories. They didn't just suddenly appear with the appearance of Rome. Rome appeared because it needed to consume and it needed to organize a more efficient way of its consumption. Beloveds, I know that this is very deep and it's coming from a place that there are parts of me that are fighting to not even let it be spoken. So I know where we are right now in time. And do not fear. Do not fear. Because even with the blood being spilled, energy never dies. And that same Abel blood that soaked that ground called unto its source and asked why. And it was told, this is how it has to be. But you still exist, and you will feed and seed many, many. There is a seen and there is an unseen. Some just cannot see, and others open themselves up to see because they are the seekers. They are the ones that spilt blood, that asked why, and that are still asking why, and that are still answering why. It is the evolutionary process. It is the ascension of the human nature into a spiritual nature. It is understanding the senses voluntarily and involuntarily, just as we understand our circulatory system with our heart. We have to get to a place where we understand the circulation of spirit, the exchanges, be it sexual or consuming by eating, by touching, by thinking. We exchange energies all the time. And that is why we have created what we have created and why we are here right now. And why we need people to show us and tell us where we are and to calm and soothe us and let us know that things are in order. Everything is in order. 3 words that keep reverberating in my mind. Okay, I'll get back to that. I'm speeding and going forward. They want me to go back to the cane thing. Okay. The cane thing. Understanding that when Cain spilled the blood that rent the veils, so to speak, and mankind entered into the world of Nod, into the dimension of Nod, into the state of Nod where he no longer connected the way he originally connected. So adaptation and changes had to take place. Adaptation and changes took place in the children of Cain and in the children of Abel, because Abel fed them through the earth. His blood nourished them. They ingested, digested that part, that energy that is Abel, that is Asad, that is the Sumerian or Mesopotamian equivalent, and before that, this is where we are. And this is the understanding, and it is the same battle that was waged originally, and it is still being waged, but it is working itself out. And we can view it as a battle, or we can view it as the way we've looked at the dinosaurs disappearing and the world evolving into different beings, different species, different ways. We see them as being more advanced, but they are nothing without the roots. What came first? A allow what comes next. So, beloveds, consuming vegetation and consuming meat, Cain was a tiller of the earth, and Abel was being given the word groomsman, was a groomsman who took care of the animals, the livestock. That was his gift. And he was able to give love, show love, and have that love returned to him in ways that Cain was not able to recognize. He gave his love, he gave it to the earth, but he gave it in a way that was demanding, that was not loving, was not honoring of her at all. It was as though he raped her, and what was produced was the child of that rape. So those offerings, those first fruits that were offered to Source were tainted. I always wondered why wasn't his good enough? The energy that caused them, that gave birth to them, was tainted with this ease of spirit that caused all kinds of dishonor and all the other fruitage of the spirits, the envy, the jealousy, the strife, the fears, all of that. That is what Cain gave birth to. That is what he supported. That is what he put into his vegetables. That is what he put into the earth. That's the sexual energy he put into the earth. Okay, that was how he bonded with her. Abel, on the other hand, did not. He was the groom. He loved her, the earth, his bride. The earth gave him these animals to tend, these mammals. He watched them nurse and feed. He watched them be born from the womb. He understood what he was seeing. Okay? And then, as he died, his blood went into the soil. And he became the Lord of vegetation, the groom of the underground, the underworld, so to speak. So, beloved, I hope this is coming out right. No, I can't say I hope this, I know this is coming out right. I hope you're getting it the way you need to get it. And if you need to rewind. If you need to write down certain words and phrases for reference and to look them up, please do so. It's vital. It's vital for you. It's vital for your understanding of yourself as a sovereign being. It's an understanding of yourself, why you have negative and why you have positive thoughts, and how, and the best way for you to bring them together is to be that womb and allow them to gestate, but to nurture and guide that gestation of that energy with your awareness of who you are. That is called choice. That is your inheritance as a divine being. You have sovereign choice. You have the ability to choose what you do with these three strands, how you weave them together, how you braid them together. That is your choice. Because that is unconditional love. Okay. 32 minutes. Okay. That is the Cain and Abel portion of this. Land of Nod, understanding and escaping the land of Nod is by waking up and being aware, knowing yourself, knowing that you have a choice, knowing that you can, even if you have chosen all your life to be Cain, to consume with greed and envy and jealousy and all of this, and it causes you to feel shame and guilt and all of that. That is the light trying to break through. That is Mama breaking through. You do have a choice. You do have a choice. You feel ashamed. You feel guilty because you do have a choice. You can undo what you did. You can make it right. You can bring balance to it. Choose, choose. Know yourself. Think. And beloveds, this is how the struggles take place. And I guess that's what she wanted you to see too. With me sitting up here, you know, having the Muhammad Ali and George Foreman, get knocked out and all of this kind of stuff because Mama's not playing with us. And it's more than time to start taking things very seriously because things are elevating and escalating because people are having to face themselves in the mirror. They're having to reflect. Right now, Mama says the planetary alignments and everything that has been set in place eons ago in ways that our minds right now could not even hope to grasp because we don't even have the brain power to function the energy to process those kind of insights because our intuition and our what we think is voluntary has not been incorporated with our circulatory just yet. Wow. Okay. And I saw the Egyptian thing with the big electricity looking like a big Tesla lamp thing. Okay. Um, Cain and Abel, Valerie. Okay. Cain and Abel. Land of Nod. Separation. How women are treated. Everything that we're seeing right now is Cain. You need to understand the energy that you're seeing. You need to understand the energy that you're dealing with. This is the energy of Cain. It is about consumption of energy. It is about the right to consume regardless of if of abundance only exists for the narcissist. Period. There is no other layers to that. It is that simple and that complex. And we need to understand that. And we need to understand what we're dealing with and why we're dealing with it. It is for the evolution. It is for the greater good. All in cosmic divine sovereign order. All by universal laws. And like I said, you can put in your little loopholes all you want. But you have to understand what gave birth to what you could insert loopholes in. Can insert loopholes beyond your rationale into going back and weaving and connecting those wormholes that go back to the original intent of creation, which is divine expression, unlimited, unconditional, and with love. Okay, that's that Cain portion of that. That's enough said about that and that energy. Um, One of the things that I'm being told to mention right now is the 3 words of this century. Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter. And I'm not saying that to tote race. I'm saying that because, beloveds, it goes deeper than your skin complexion. It goes to your original spirituality of the original form in which you were created. That is why your lives matter. That is why you are attacked the way you are attacked. That is why you have been whitewashed to diminish your spiritual nature and your spiritual shine, your spiritual light, your spiritual influence, your spiritual makeup, your spiritual evolution. Black Lives Matter. Those are 3 English words. The most powerful words spoken in this century. Black Lives Matter. Weave them together. Weave, braid them, braid them. Black. Understand what it symbolizes. The all. The all, not just the chaos. The all, the light and the dark. All of it. Lives. Divine energy. Divine expression. Electricity. That lightning bolt that you wanted to give to Zeus and Jupiter. Matter, motherfuckers. We are the original design of all three strings. We have to remember how to twist that braid. Once again, and walk with our heads high, not thinking that we are better than, but knowing who we are, how we are, and why we are, with love and compassion for all, as the example, as the original, as the mother of civilization in each epoch that existed, in each age that will ever be. Understand that it is not the color of the skin, the complexion, the tone. It has nothing to do with the skin. What did Adam and Eve ask for after they supposedly had sinned? Clothing, skin. Skin enveloped their spirits. Matter, it mattered. Spirit mattered. Spirit became human flesh. That's what it chose to do. And now it must choose to reconnect, to reweave those strands of wisdom, the highest forms of wisdom. And yes, beloveds, without this, you would not know what to do with this in this state of mind, in this space of time that we find ourselves in right now, expressing ourselves as energy. We have to let Black Lives Matter. That is what is being fought for. It's about the right to consume with abundance for all. The right to consume with abundance for all. And that can be manifested if it is chosen, if it is allowed, if it becomes what the heart desires. If you start thinking about abundance with as much force, energy, time, concern, emotions that we put into lack and fighting lack and trying to live without lack and accepting lack as part and living with lack and less and less and less and less. That is the rat race. That is the maze deconstructed. The opposite of lack is abundance. Start feeding yourself abundance. Start consuming abundance. Start consuming thoughts of abundance. Start consuming thoughts of what abundance looks like, what it feels like, how inclusive it is to the all, and what everybody would look like if they had their own individual world of abundance from which they could draw from. That is the whole understanding of everything that has come forth from me right now. And I hope you get it. And beloveds, I'm going to do um, some cards. I've got my ISIS deck, and I'm going to clean it simply because the energy is right now, like I said, something else. And while I'm shuffling and getting ready to do this, I want to say this. Beloveds, I have been battling what you see on here with me, Valerie. All right, that is what has been going on with me. Literally, it feels as though I am at battle with myself, and that is how it has been showed to me, that the higher self is battling with the lower self. That is the Cain and Abel. That is the Set and Osir. That is all of that, all of the understanding. That is all of the knowledge that mankind has accumulated, and understanding the cycles and the seasons, and exactly where we are in that right now. We are Set and Osiris fighting. We are Cain and Abel fighting. We are Inky and Enlil fighting. Beloveds, we have to face ourselves. We have to face our deepest, darkest demons. The blood of the earth that has been spilled is speaking to us. The bodies in the waters, they're speaking to us and calling out to us. They're asking for justice. They're asking for balance. They're asking us to hurry up and get the point, to know ourselves. Everything is in divine order, beloveds. Do not panic with the things that are coming. No matter how violent, no matter how brutal, no matter how graphic, understand what is taking place. Understand that you can empower the earth. It is the earth that receives the blood that is being spilled. This is where you become Inanna, you become Demeter, you become Persephone, you become the darker mothers, and you go into the womb of yourself, of creation, and you have to readjust the thinking, the knowing of this energy that feels it doesn't want to share, doesn't want to share the womb, doesn't want to share the knowledge, it doesn't want to be two. There are partitions there in genetic makeup and genetic memory for some. that do not allow for it to progress past that point. And those ones, for them, it is karmic cycles on repeat. But understand these ones had choice just as we do. But they always choose this because this is what is in their hearts. This is who they are. This is how they choose to express themselves. They are like addicts and expressing themselves in this violent, greedy manner is how they get their fix. Okay. So, beloveds, understand what you see going on in and around you. The inner wars, the planets in retrograde, everything is in divine order right now. It was designed that way. This card just wanted itself out. Initiation, spiritual teaching of Ra and Lady Isis. Okay, I'm still shuffling, beloved. I don't know how long this video is going to be. I don't know where exactly it is going. There was no plan for it other than, you need to do it. And I'm like, okay. I'm getting up first thing in the morning and this is what I gotta do. Went and showered, went in and here I am. So I'm being obedient. I'm being obedient. And this is me being obedient. Um, even the inner struggles that has always been there. And I want to get to a place where I don't have it. But my guides are telling me, no, this is the way that you have to trust because you will question anything and everything, and I'm supposed to because I receive information from all over the place. So I am right to question what I receive. And if I want to say that, that is my right. Okay. Good to know. Okay. I needed that, I guess. That made me feel lighter. Okay. I want to pull. Mama, we have one card, and I want to pull as many as you say I need to. 3. Okay. I'm going to let you guide my energy. Let it be your energy. And let it be what mankind, what humanity needs to know. Your words that you gave to this medium, Elena, who made this oracle deck with her words, your energy, as she was guided to do. Inner chamber of healing, again, beloveds. Inner chamber of healing. Okay, and the last one. The last one. This one. Mother of life. Beloveds, I'm going to start with Mother of life. Wow. It was in what is known as a reverse position when it was pulled. So I want you to really see the symbols. I want you to see the snail. I want you to, I see the feather over here. I want you to see Isis in the middle here of this red ankh, which is also the tie, which is connected to the blood, the menstrual blood of a woman. I'm going to turn it over. Woo! Okay. Okay. Let's get to it then. Mother of life, 109. Beloveds, there are all kind of, also, I'll say this. I have been under spiritual attack. Um, that is one of the reasons I have not been on Facebook as much. That is another reason I have not been on the computer as much. I have been cleaning my energy. And by cleaning my energy, that means reflecting on the thoughts that are getting past my defenses, so to speak. And that is a constant battle. That is a personal battle. That is something that my guides can help me, but they cannot affect. Everything has to be my choice. And I have to come to certain conclusions on my own. These attacks are my most ancient vulnerabilities, not only this lifetime, but many lifetimes. One of my greatest battles and struggles right now is with trust, knowing who to trust, even with myself and myself. This is an internal battle, so that is why it's outside of me as well. I am not the only one facing these battles during this time. Planets have aligned for us to reflect, for us to look in the mirror, to have our past revisit us in ways that we are now ready to digest, to release, to let go of. But it is a choice. Nothing is taken from us. Not our choice, not our reason, not our reasoning, no matter how stupid. I don't want to use the word stupid. Okay, fine. No matter how ignorant. Okay, no matter how ignorant. Let's move on. Elena Fairchild, Isis Oracle. Mother of life. Nourishment of the golden grain, mother. We can sometimes fall into existing and doing rather than truly living. We only know that this has happened when suddenly our life seems dry, depleted, filled with tasks, or it feels like we are stuck in a rut or habit that may have been comfortable, but is becoming stifling and suppressing. Black Lives Matter. Isis, the mother of life, holds the ability to restore even the most numb, resistant, and difficult circumstances and people back into life. She calls to you now, seeking to bestow gifts of life upon you. Be bold and brave. Open your arms and receive. Isis is known as the sustainer of life, able to restore, nourish, and bring to life that which has been cast aside or lost, that which you have considered beyond repair, or a loss caused or deadened. There are parts of your life, beloved initiate, that are ready to receive more life. You will be able to recognize this in any discomfort that you are currently experiencing in your life. Discomfort and unfamiliarity is where life is attempting to break through to you, to reach through the walls that you may have once created to protect yourself, but that now you need to either climb over, demolish, or at least open up with some doors and windows. And beloveds, there's an explanation point on that, okay? Oh, goodness. The tricky part is that most often we don't consciously realize that we are not living. It is not until we start to live more trustingly that it becomes obvious that we once were hiding ourselves from life. Life is calling you to partake more so of her gifts of experience. And beloveds, this is the call to Cain. This is the call to the children of Cain. This is explaining to them, those of us that carry that genetic makeup inside of us, because it came from our great-grandfather or our great-great-grandmama or our somebody. It's within us. Each and every one of us, no matter what color your skin is, that spiritual makeup is part of it, interwoven up in there. And until you recognize it and acknowledge it as your own, but not the only part of you, will you be able to nourish it the way it needs nourishing? It is that handicapped child. It has special needs. You can't treat it like you treat the rest. It's uniquely different. It calls for unique measures and interactions with it for it to feel whole, connected, a part of. Life is calling you to partake more so of her gifts of experience. This oracle brings encouragement and guidance for you to learn skills and practices that nourish you and your community. You have the Divine Mother within you. How shall you offer nourishment through her? I go read it again. You have the Divine Mother within you. How shall you offer nourishment through her? Wrap your mind around it. You have this energy, this entity, this power, this wisdom, this essence inside of you. inside of you? How do you nourish what's outside through what's inside of you? Are you living a life of unconditional love? Are you living a life of compassion? Are you living a life of forgiveness? Are you living a life of patience? Are you living a life of abundance? Are you living a life that includes all plants, animals, rocks, stones, earth, air, water? Are you all inclusive? Or do you want to divide and diminish and make superior? That divine that it resides within you. How do you use it? And for what? Why do you think it was given to you? What do you think you need to do to have it grow and to have it expand so that it influences your reality, what you see physically and unphysically? Black Lives Matter. Those three words. The most fertile of grounds. No matter what situation you put them in, they remain strong. And they will always resonate back to the original. No matter how far you strip them, no matter what color body you've put them in, no matter what gender you've given them, or which they have chosen, or been born in, or caused to be born in with your artificial intelligence. Mama is mama. The original creation and creator. Everything you do afterwards is mimicking her, is copying her, is second best, will never, ever be better than. You're a part of. She never abandoned you. You abandoned that part of her that is in you. And that's what you need to see. And that's what you need to find. And that's what you need to allow to be born and reborn in everything that matters. Again, that word. And beloveds, I'm being told to ask you to look at that word matter from a literal, from a scientific, from a metaphorical, and also from a spiritual perspective. That one word, matter, even in the English language. And look at other words in other languages. Look at the etymology of the word matter. There are deep lessons in it for this time and this age. Again, Black Lives Matter. Key phrase. Many different reasons, most of them being spiritual. It might be through cooking, through learning to be more present in your body and taking time to express your feelings or reality, or it might be through taking a dance or yoga class, spending time in nature or with animals, for example. Have you been thinking of joining a class or group, learning a new hobby or skill? The Oracle of the Mother of Life is confirming that you are on the right track. So keep open to opportunities and further instincts about pursuing these matters. And know that if you are a bit worried that it is a stretch for you, then it is even more likely that you are on the right track. So, what is running through my head right now, why you see me looking up and smiling, is because there's a part of me that's saying, okay, so this is the reason for this rigmarole, this get up, and all of this stuff that I had to do to myself in order to do that. Okay. Like I said, there are so many wars going on inside of me right now till I'm good not to be sitting in the corner going, okay? Believe me. You talk about strength? Ooh. Okay, back to it. The Oracle of the Mother of Life is confirming that you are on the right track, so keep open to the opportunities and further instincts about pursuing these matters, and know that if you are a bit worried that it is a stretch for you, then it is even more likely you are on the right track. Stay connected to your heart and give yourself permission to grow. Yes, Mama. Ashe, ashe, ashe. Aho, and amen. This oracle also brings guidance that new people, places, and things will enrich your life in the near future. And if you have been praying for freshness, inspiration, and more fun, know that your intuitions and urges to reach out and act in new ways are part of how your prayers are being answered now. I'm ecstatic. I'm ecstatic. I'm ecstatic, and this is confirmation for me because I have been speaking to the universe. I have been asking. I've been doing the work. I have been putting in the labor, and I'm ready to reap what I have sown, you know, and sow even deeper things. I'm ready. Okay, I'm not scared. I'm not scared of this world out here because I know what I have inside of me, and you need to know what you have inside of you. That you are not alone. That you have not been abandoned. That everything is in divine order. What we are witnessing and being told is chaos. It is not. It is things falling into place. It is things being taken out that need to be taken out of our psyche. And they have to play out in the way that they have to play out in order to be exercised from our consciousness. That came from, okay, the first thing that came out of my head was Miss Battlestar Galactica, whoever that is. Okay. They get themselves these names. Okay. The oracle also brings guidance that new people, places, and things will enrich your life in the near future. And if you have been praying for freshness, inspiration, and more fun, know that your intuitions and urges to reach out and act in new ways are part of how your prayers are being answered now. The Mother of Life oracle also asks for patience in the same way that there's a growth cycle required before a child can become an adult and tap into the energy of the mother within to nourish him or herself. So too do certain phases require patience as they mature. As you journey into the new life, seeking you, you will need to be patient as you learn and grow. And again, I'm going to stop for a minute. So, beloveds, as you look at this video, everything you see is me being patient. Learn to be patient with yourself. No matter what it looks like, no matter what it sounds like, no matter what someone else may think of your process. Find out what your process is and begin processing. That's the main thing. That is the key. Not to what somebody else is going to think. Valerie, what the hell you do to your... What, that's the fight. That's the distraction. Tell that part of you to sit the hell down and shut the fuck up. No matter how many times it interrupts you. And it will. Because it ain't got no damn sense. And you have to understand that. And that is why you have to be patient with it and understand that that is your little broke, handicapped child that does not want you to, does not understand and cannot make sense of what is on the outside of this door that it needs to open and let in that light and that air and the newness and the freshness. It is content with the complacency and the musty and the stinky and the stagnant and the not moving. It is terrified of the motion, of the light, of the water, of the flow, of the, it thinks it controls by staying. Like I said, tell that part of you to go sit his little monkey ass down with his little monkey voice and shut the fuck up. And you don't have to be as graphic and as vulgar as I just did. But you have to voice it internally and externally. You have to dominate that which is within you. That little likes to cut and jug you and tear open your wounds and watch you bleed and come and stitch you. See, I love you. I'm stitching you back up. No, you don't. Get your monkey ass back over here. Stay away from me. I know how to heal myself now. I heal myself with living by opening this door, walking through it, kicking it down, and letting everything that I have restrained and stopped, let it pour in like the sun rays, and let it penetrate parts of me that have never been penetrated before, or that have always been penetrated. Okay, back to it, y'all. And I'm struggling. Like I said, this is the mind, and I don't mind coming up here and showing, revealing myself in all my mama's glory, because what she wants you to know that the only absolute is change. And if you don't know how to flow with that change, you stay stagnant and you stay stuck and you suffer. That is what suffering is, and that is a choice. And you can say what you want to say about me, but I'm choosing not to suffer no more. So what does that say about me, and what does that say about you? Okay, back to it. And I'm going to read this over simply because I'm feeling the need to. The Mother of Life Oracle also asks for patience in the same way that there is a growth cycle required before a child can become an adult and tap into the energy of the mother within to nourish him or herself, so too do certain excuse me, so too do certain life phases require patience as they mature. As you journey into the new life seeking you, you will need to be patient as you learn and grow. You will eventually become very comfortable with that which at first is distinctly uncomfortable. That's what I'm getting into. The knowing that this transition is going to be difficult because I'm going into new uncharted territories and I'm not in control. Mama is in control from the inside out, which is a whole new process. Knowing that I'm protected, I'm like, go for it. I'm there. It cannot be worse than the suffering back here in this tiny, cramped space that I have gotten too big for, that my light shines too bright for. It's breakout time. You will eventually become very comfortable with that which at first is distinctly uncomfortable. It just takes time, patience, not running away. If you know me at all, I'll tell you in a minute. I'm getting my Nikes. Nikes. Not running away and being present with yourself, just like the mother of life who never leaves you. She is always waiting for your return to her embrace as you open to new unfoldment of experience in your life. That is where I am. That is where I know myself to be. That is what this solar eclipse means to me. And I am going to read the ritual and the incantation with this. Okay, and I see I need to hurry up because I've gone past an hour. Okay. Ritual with the Mother of Life. You may like to light some candles or do this ritual in a softly lit room without strong sunlight or absolute darkness. Rest quietly in a space where you will not be disturbed, preferably sitting or lying with your spine relatively straight, and close your eyes or rest them lightly half open with the sense of gazing inwards and having soft focus as your eyes gaze slightly downwards and in front of you. Visualize or sense that within your heart there's a beautiful golden light that extends until it becomes an endless field of golden grain, wafting lightly in the breeze under a clear blue sky. The grain is almost ready to harvest, and the light seems sun-kissed and golden. There is warmth and a pleasant, earthy scent in the air and warmth on your skin that is neither too hot nor too cold. You can sense yourself walking or resting amongst the golden fields of grain, feeling the bounty, peace, and life. Beloveds, that's the abundance we were speaking of. You become aware of a golden woman gazing down at you from the sky. Her dress is grain, corn woman. Her hands are the winds, gently caressing your face and hair, and her eyes are the sun and the moon. You feel great love. Imagine in the state of connection that the mother of life, you can breathe in deeply and breathe out and release through your breath any fear, doubt, or attachment, even any of your history that parts of your being, wait, that would prevent you from really opening up to live more fully into all parts of your being now, your body, your sexuality, your spirituality, your creativity, your intuitive and inspirational mind, and so on. Y'all know I gotta reread that. Imagine in the state of connection with the mother of life, you can breathe in deeply and breathe out and release through your breath any fear, doubt, or attachment, even any of your history that would prevent you from really opening up to live more fully into all parts of your being now. There's even resistance to reading that. This is what I mean by becoming sensitive to yourselves, to your ways of thinking, to your patterns, to your directions. When you give yourself redirections and everything, where do you go? What do you tell yourself? What is being said? All these inner struggles, they are called doubts. They are called the knowledge of good and bad. Okay? This is what you are struggling with. It is natural in this time, period, and phrase and frame that we find ourselves in. And we need to really be aware. Imagine in the state of connection that the mother of life, you can breathe in deeply and breathe out and release through your breath. Your breath, beloved. Pay attention to your breath when you breathe. Understand what the warrior breath is all about. Understand why the monks and everyone else, the Native Americans, will tell you about the intake and out and the exhaling of breath. What was the first gift given to you? Where is your life at? How do you know when you're alive? By your breathing. What does your breathing allow? Life. Your heart to circulate. Life. What is the most common disease amongst mankind right now? Heart and lung disease. There's a reason for it. It's because we don't know ourselves. That's what enabled the ancients to live 800, 900, thousands of years. They knew themselves. They knew how to breathe. They knew how to relax. They knew how to live without stress. They knew how to consume, and they knew how to create in balance with the universe. And that is why they were golden ages. And those that did not groom their minds in such a manner looked upon that golden age and said, it could all be mine. It should all be mine. And I am going to take it by force, by spilling blood onto the land, onto the soil, and thinking that is the end of it, not realizing that that blood in that soil calls out, and that it had been answered, and it is answered, and it is answering. And that is why Black Lives Matter. oldest brother on the wheel, the medicine wheel, the side of the west, is where it sets. We began in the east, but we will finish in the west. Just breathe in and let go as you breathe out. Imagine the gentle breeze of the mother of life, sweeping away that which you release and replenishing you with her unconditional love. Do you see the exchange of energy? Breathe out all that negative. That's your exhale. You get all that shit up out of you. You allow that inhale to come into your temple and fill it, to blow in it, to clean it, to comfort it, to soothe it, to heal it, to claim it, because it is sacred space. And then when you pollute that sacred space once again with your thoughts, blow it away. Take mama back into you through your nostrils. Breathe this world out for you through your mouth. Balance and alignment don't cost you nothing but common sense and life, which is living and doing. Imagine the gentle breeze of the mother of life sweeping away that which you release and replenishing you with her unconditional love. When you are ready, just open your eyes fully and breathe in and out, being aware of your body and coming completely back into the present moment. You may wish to finish your ritual with the invocation below. Invocation to the Mother of Life. You can say this invocation, this call to the Divine Mother of Life, to finish the ritual above, or as an independent practice to assist you in taking the great leap over and over again from existence to really living. I call to the blessed Mother of Life. Gift me with boldness, courage, and love, and love. Help me let go of the past. Help me surrender the ways I have shrunk back from life. To protect and hide parts of me that were hard to deal with. To protect and hide parts of me that were hard to deal with. And they were hard to deal with because they held the pain, they held the sadness, they held the emotion, they held the anger of whatever trauma is attached to those blood memories that came up in my DNA that I eat and that circulates through the air with me. I am a part of it all. Black Lives Matter. We are the root. We don't have to replace nobody because we gave birth to all. Every understanding that exists came from wisdom. That wisdom was anchored and used. Okay. I call to me the Blessed Mother of Life. Give me boldness, courage, and love. Help me let go of the past. Help me surrender the ways I have shrunk back from life to protect and hide parts of me that were hard to deal with. Let me know the fullness of life, love, and acceptance of myself and others. Let me just be with you without pretense or hiding or a need for skin, clothing. Let me be naked and intimate with you, Mama, always, in all ways. I accept your help and unconditional love now. Life flows through me, full and unique. And that was that card, beloved. And I am going to put them here. I was looking for them. The second card, we just had this card, beloveds. And it is the inner chamber of healing, healing through the divine chamber of the Lady Isis. And I'm going to read it. And y'all know I don't do my nails, and I had to do my nails today for some reason. Okay, so I don't do my nails. The cook in me does not like for me to put nail polish on because of cooking and dealing with foods and so forth and so on. And that part of me is ancient and is like, you're putting chemicals in. Don't touch that. Don't, no. So I, like I said, inner battles, putting fingernail polish on my finger. I'll put them on my toes, but I really don't put them on my fingers too much for that reason. And I don't even cook that much anymore, but that's what it was. Okay, enter the chamber of healing, the Divine Lady Isis. Let's get to that. Oh, sorry. She wants you to look at the pillars. She wants you to look at the doorway. She wants you to understand what the lotuses mean and why the lotuses are upside down like this. She wants you to know what you're walking through when you go into that healing chamber. She wants you to see what's on the side of these pillars. And she wants you to see that lotus, that blue lotus that looks like a crown, and understand what it symbolizes and what it means. She says that this card is very connected to the blue lotus, and that in order to gain the amount of healing that is intended with this card, for you to do some research regarding the blue lotus, and if you can in any way incorporate it into some kind of decor of yours or into your awareness. Okay. And what I'll do is I'll kind of Google some things, see where I'm led that deal with Blue Lotus, and I'll post it with this video in the comment areas, or in the other part. I'll leave some links. That's what I'll do. Okay, this card is really speaking to me, beloved. Okay, let's go to it. Page 54. The Mother of Life was on 109, so that's a 10. That's also a 1. This particular card is 54, which is a 9. Enter the Chamber of Healing. So let's go. A spiritual gift of healing is coming to you now. Be open without any expectation or preconceived notions and allow the healing from the Lady Isis, Mistress of Magic, to help you find the best solution for any situation that does not appear to be as it should be. Pay attention to that, beloveds, because that just set off all kind of bells within me. Be open without expectation or any preconceived notions. Allow the healing from the Lady Isis, Mistress of Magic, to help you find the best solution for any situation that does not appear as it should be. So, beloveds, hear what is being spoken, hear what is being said, hear what is being given, receive the gift. If something looks out of place, where we are right now in history, if something looks out of place, don't seek to control the situation. It is not for you to physically, humanly control. These are spiritual matters. You must let Mama deal with them spiritually. You let Mama work through you spiritually to deal with them. That spiritual way is the transformation of your thinking and your being. That will automatically cause everything else to resonate and vibrate in a certain manner. Okay? It will not necessarily look or feel like you expect, but you will realize in the unfoldment of the process or circumstance that it was a spiritual healing gift from the divine, even though you may not have immediately recognized it as such at the time. You will be able to recognize the healing by the experience of it. Mama says, allow. You will be able to recognize the healing by the experience of it and its effect, even before the complete resolution of the issue at hand. So, beloveds, we're being told not to look at this as it is an ending of something. It is the start. It is the beginning. It is the putting it in motion that is happening. We do not get from point A to point B in a blink of an eye at night. The understanding, if you want it, will come in a blink of an eye. But the reparation, the repairing what was broken, that's going to take time. That's going to take patience. That's going to take evolution. And that's why that snail was on that first card that I showed you. Okay. You will be able to recognize the healing by experience of it and its effect, even before the complete resolution of the issue is at hand. The fact that we are seeing the governments implode, the fact that we have a so-called world leader who says it's okay to grab women in their crotches, and then we try to measure him with a moral ruler and say where he is, and where his mentality is, and where his ideas are on that moral stick, that moral compass. And I don't use that word in vain. That moral compass. He don't measure up, and he ain't gonna measure up. He's not supposed to. That is the reason for his being. There is a reason for his stiff-neckedness. There is a reason for his hard-heartedness. There is a reason for his mentality. There is a reason why he is the one in the mirror that we are all looking at, because he represents a part And you can sit there and say you kumbaya and you all love and you this and this and that, but let me tell you, there are three strands that make you up. And that what you see showing itself right now, acting like a spoiled child having a tantrum, that is you. Take responsibility for those shadow side thoughts, those dark fears, envies, those thoughts that leak out. Mine, mine, mine. It should be me. That should be mine. I deserve it. No matter how holy you are, you fight with that chatter. You fight with the reasonings. And that part of you is valid to have them and to express them. But you have got to be the mother of yourself and tell that part, look, we in public, or I'm doing this, go sit your ass down, shut up, and don't say nothing, or I'm going to beat your ass. It's as simple as that. That is how I was raised. You stay in your place. You have a place. Your place is fear. Your place is being uncomfortable. Your place is being filled with doubt. Your place is being unsure and out of control. Your favorite space is chaos because it allows you the drama that you need. It's yours. Own it. Don't act like you're too good or you ain't got it in you. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Now deal with it. That's what Mama said. You got it in you. Now deal with it. Deal with it lovingly. Let me see you do it. Use me. I put me inside of you. You can do it, baby. Come on. Stand up. Come on. Use your feet. Walk. Flex those spiritual muscles. Let's go. Live. Okay, I have completely lost my way in this. Okay. Time and sacred space. Time in sacred space to contemplate and reflect is extremely helpful to receive divine intervention as consciously, swiftly, and fully as possible. Sacred space can be a physical place that allows you to put your day-to-day activities and thoughts to one side and instead, excuse me, I have not eaten, I have not had my coffee, I have not done anything, but okay, my body is doing what it's doing, I guess. Releasing air. Okay, exhaling. Okay, I can deal with that. All right. Sacred space can be a physical place that allows you to put your day-to-day activities and thoughts to one side. Instead, indulge in just being as you are in that moment. It might be a place in nature, your meditation place, or healing room, or a sanctuary that you have where you can be alone for a time, or even a meditation group or healing circle. Sacred space allows you to simply be, to not have to think, sort things out, or analyze, but to open, rest, allow inspiration and guidance to come as and when it chooses, and to allow for the mysteries of healing to occur. So you've been witnessing that. That's what this is. Okay. Me and all my little uncomfortableness, me and all of this and that, and going in and out of these spaces and places inside of me, and these voices that are coming, and these knowings that are coming. You're being shown, beloved. And I guess I'm a vessel, so you're being shown to and through me. So it is what it is, and I accept it as such. Okay. It is important when entering, I feel the need to say this again, I'm compelled to read it again. It is important when entering sacred space that we do not set an agenda or having specific expectations. We do not have to think anything more than I dedicate this space to the divine within. We're not attempting to find solutions, but actually, actively letting go mentally and emotionally and allowing ourselves to go into a peaceful state, relaxed but numb. We can often have guidance and inspiration, clarity and knowing drop into our awareness. We don't need to actively seek these things. They can just happen when we create open space. What you've seen is open space. When I say I'm having these inner dialogues and all of this is going on, it's being explained to you, beloved. Healing happens most powerfully when there is space, openness, and allowing. We let go for healing to flow. Time and sacred space will help you receive the inner adjustments that you need for the healing magic of the Lady Isis to be able to reach you with full boldness and genius. And beloveds, that's what we are entering into with the alignments of these planets and this solar eclipse that is getting ready to happen and the lunar eclipse that has happened. All of this is in divine order, as I keep saying. Okay, here we go again, beloved. Um, I'm not going to read um, the ritual. I'm going to read the incantation. You can say this incantation to boost any healing process, whether it seems to have started already or it is still below the level of your conscious awareness. Healing comes, healing flows, healing blossoms and shows. I thank Lady Isis for her love and light, her healing gift through spiritual night. Brings me now to the light of this day, and healing blossoms without delay. And that was that card, beloved. And we're going to get to the first and the final card that was pulled. I went in the opposite direction, but I'm following the flow, so it says as it should be. I want you to see this card. I want you to see the gold of it. I want you to see the dust of it. I want you to see the energy. I want you to see Isis. And I want you to see Isis inside of Horus, standing there. I want you to see her face on his face in that bird face. I want you to understand what that snake, the Wajet, is all about on top of her head, on his head. I want you to understand that knotted belt is that belt around the girded hips. I want you to understand the things that you are seeing, beloved. I really need you to pay attention. Okay. Okay. Let's see where this card is. Initiation, page 88, 9, 10. 10, 9, 8. I don't write this, beloved. This is an 8. 80. The last card was 50 on page 54, which is a 9. The page before that was, 109, which is a 10. And now we're at 8. So, beloveds, this is divine order in all kind of ways. Back and forth and back. And It's all good. It's all good. It's so good. It's so good. Initiation, spiritual testing of Ra and the Lady Isis. When you are spiritually initiated, you know what, beloved? I am going to stop this because this is at 2 hours and I don't want to run off. So I'm going to finish this reading in another show, is what I will do. So again, beloveds, I just want to say um, I'm not going to apologize for the amount of information because it's needed for this time, and also because it's mama flowing so powerfully and so freely right now. So I'm not going to apologize for anything, not the way I look, not for how I'm speaking, not for the way it's coming out, not for the way you are receiving it, anything. It is in divine order, and that's how I'm leaving it. Okay, I'm stopping this. That didn't do it either.